Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here. We're back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice. This is for the week of March 31st, 2022. Getting straight into it, the current character challenge is Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. That's a 1 week repeat as always. They're always just a week now. The required characters is, because it's Suicide Squad, is a lot better than normal. So at normal difficulty, there's no requirements. You can play any of the ladders with any combination of characters.
I think the only restrictions are the bronze and silvers and stuff.
Bronze, silver, and gold, but like you don't need anybody specific, I should say.
Right.
And there's only 9 fights for each ladder at normal difficulty. And it goes back to what it normally is on Expert and Nightmare difficulties. And so after normal difficulty, the requirements are Black Adam, Flash, and Raven, who are silver, bronze, and challenge gold respectively. But if you're using the challenge reset like we are, you never even hit that point. Right. And the other thing is that there's better rewards. So you get a silver pack, a gear locker, and a gold pack instead of what you normally get, which is a bronze pack, credits, and then a silver pack. Right. So you're getting 2 golds for doing it. You get way more value out of it, and it's way easier to get it. So this is really great.
2 golds, you talk about the challenge character as the second gold.
You get the challenge character and a gold pack.
Right.
And you don't have restrictions, and it's less fight, so it's less energy. So all around, you're getting money way faster. Yeah, and her passive is It's What We Do, which is Harley has an extra trick in her bag of tricks. If Suicide Squad Deadshot is on your team, Dynamite turns to C4. If you have a Suicide Squad the Joker on your team, the Joker picture brings him in for an attack. She's got 1,250 attack and 1,450 health. Was last available on the 3rd of June, 2021.
Yeah. She's got good high stats. I believe she has the highest combined stats of any Harley Quinn. Next best, I think, is Arkham Knight Harley Quinn. And Suicide Squad Harley Quinn, I gotta say, she is a great character to build a team around. Her Special 2 is deadly when Joker is maxed out for his Special 2 to take advantage of it.
Yeah, so the interesting thing is that it actually takes the Joker card, and we've done this before, but takes from the Joker's Special 2 damage. Right. Not Harley. So what it lets you do is have whatever gear you want on Harley Quinn, and to still have a Special 2 that is so juiced up and ridiculous, because you're essentially bringing in Joker Special 2.
Right.
Yeah.
So we did a video of her, I guess, a couple years ago. She's really good. We will link it. We've actually got a screen cap as our wallpaper on the channel from when we use this particular team with Harley Quinn. And we've talked about it not too long ago, but it really is that synergy between Suicide Squad Harley Quinn and Suicide Squad the Joker.
Yeah.
So what she's got special is, we'll talk about some of the other stuff first, is that she can give power to her teammates, which the other Harley Quinns don't. Her passive lets her have splash damage on her bomb, which is what C4 is if Suicide Squad Deadshot is on her team. It doesn't do more damage, it just means it's splash damage. But the absolute kicker is, instead of boosting team damage, bringing Joker in. Like you said, it's interesting because it's not intuitively obvious, right? Yeah. Because when you do it, the amount of damage that her Special 2 does is based on Joker's damage stat. So his, as long as it's higher, her Special 2 can do way more damage than it's supposed to. It's boosted by his passive, which is plus 10% per Suicide Squad teammate, and it's boosted by any of his gears that has an effect on his Special 2.
Yeah.
Which means that to boost her damage, you don't even need to use a gear slot. You just work it all up on Joker. Mm-hmm. And so because of the way damage is calculated, best thing to do with his gears is to increase his crit chance on Special 2. And when you max augment him for crit chance, you use Demon Blade for crit chance, you use Kryptonian Rifle. Last slot you can use for LexCorp Helmet to boost crit damage. Cloak of Destiny also boosts damage, but the extra Cloak of Destiny effects are wasted. But that's a way you can really totally max out, in that video that you see, his damage when he tags in. It's technically Harley Quinn's because she's the one on the screen, but it actually counts towards him, so that you can have him in the fight for 0 seconds and do a buttload of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so there's more than enough damage, actually, without boosting a Special 2 to one-hit KO most opponents. And boosting crit damage is just kind of fun. It's just kind of spectacular. The interesting thing is, it doesn't look like it should be... It shouldn't work that way because the way the special looks. Because when he comes in, it's his Special 1 animation.
Yeah.
which is the gunshot. You're using Harley Quinn Special 2, and it has its damage stat as the base damage. And none of that's obvious because it's all... Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's sort of a mishmash of stuff together.
It's a mix-up of a bunch of stuff,
So, and it really just took a bit of experimentation to figure that out. Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking, is there anything else to say? It's just it's a spectacular kind of loadout. Maybe I should do another team with that for the next week's Q&A video as background play. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is, so he gets credit for the damage, she gets credit for the kills. It's almost weird. It's almost bizarre. Like, it's ridiculous in a way that makes sense for a Suicide Squad team.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
a little random.
Yeah. So the key, if you really want to just get 0 seconds and max damage on Joker to do what we've done on our wallpaper, don't put him in first slot. Don't tag him in at all, because if you leave him first slot and you take him out immediately, he still counts for the 2 seconds of the loading screen, and there's still time. And I think that's what we need to say about that. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we have completed, in terms of this challenge cycle, we have 2 complete runs of a 43-week cycle. It started in May 2020. This is the 97th week. So we are in the 11th week in sort of our third run through of this set of 43 characters. Next week we expect to see Dawn of Justice Superman. And unfortunately, this cycle is missing 23 challenge characters.
Right, so if Dawn of Justice Superman shows up next week, we are still missing those 23 characters.
Until future notice.
Yeah.
This week's multiplayer reward is Metahuman the Flash, whose passive is Super Speed, which is upon special attack or super move activation, basic attacks temporarily triple in speed, with a chance to be unblockable and do critical damage. He's got 1,200 for each of attack and health. He was last available on the 26th of August 2021. In terms of cycles for multiplayer rewards, we are 2 complete cycles of a 31 reward sequence, and we are second in our third cycle. And given the pattern, we expect to see Flashpoint Deathstroke next week.
Yeah. Actually, last week was second, maybe. Maybe this week is third.
Oh, third.
Yeah, that's right. That's 3.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Flashpoint Deathstroke for next week.
No, Reverse Flash. That's the week after.
No, Reverse Flash, sorry. Yeah. We're mixing it up.
Yeah. Reverse Flash is next week, which is an interesting contrast too, because Reverse Flash came out first. He was, at the time he was released, was the best Flash that we had.
Yeah.
His stats are a little bit lower. He's more interesting, and I think Metahuman Flash has been superseded by Blackest Night Flash in terms of high stats. But this is still a really good character. He's a lot of fun to play. What's interesting is the way they word the passive. It isn't that, so when they say triple in speed, he doesn't actually triple his speed the way most other characters have boosted speed.
Yeah.
But it means that for each regular basic attack, he hits 3 times. So his basic combo is whatever the number of hits would have been. His swipe combo, instead of 1, 2, 3 hits, it's 9 hits.
Yeah.
And the passive, that activation of the passive lasts longer the more power you use. So super speed lasts longest after a super, and that's longer than a special 2, which is longer than a special 1. He can be fun to play with, I think, if you give him power generation gear and more unblockable chance, because he generates power a lot faster with all the extra hits. Multiplayer especially, right? Because when you get power from hitting your opponent instead of getting more power by being hit on offline single player mode, you can generate enough power before his passive runs out so you could do another special and trigger his passive again, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Hyper speed plated suit is great because it's both power generation and unblockable chance. The problem, I think, is that because the current meta still favors specials, when you look at Tantu Totem, and his passive really makes him shine as a basic damage dealer, who happens to get superpowered when he does special. So there's that tension, right?
Yeah.
Where in order to trigger his passive, you want power generation. But in order to take advantage of his passive, you want to have basic damage gears. Mm-hmm. So I think the best way to play him is on a Justice League team, and this is where New 52 Wonder Woman comes in, because she's great. She can give power to everybody else. You give her power generation gear, you give her Tantu Totem, she powers him up, he tags in to spend some of it, and then he's got really great basics, potentially unblockable, generates enough power, and sometimes you can leave him in to finish the fight, even if he's not, all you had to do is sort of kickstart him.
Yeah.
Yeah, get him boosted up. Now, the main disadvantage on a Justice League team of having him as your basic damage dealer instead of Flashpoint Batman like we normally do is Flashpoint Batman doesn't need to be triggered. Like, he doesn't need to have somebody sort of start him up.
Yeah, you got to play a little bit around this passive. You can't just sort of let it sit. You have to be thinking a little bit and be planning your moves.
Yeah. But if you're playing Flashpoint Batman on a Flashpoint team anyways, then it's not that big a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there we go. In the store, we have the character bundle Rebirth team for $24.99. As always, these prices are all in Canadian. We're from Canada. And that comes with Rebirth Wally West and Rebirth Green Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
We also have the Dawn of Justice Superman pack for, again, $24.99 Canadian. So it gives you no credits, so this is one of the bad deals. It is corroborating evidence for what next week's challenge is going to be. Right. Sort of our way of confirming with our cycles. And it doesn't unlock anything in the store. So just a reminder, if you're planning on playing next week, right?
Yeah.
You have no real reason to buy this because you're going to get the character and you're going to be able to buy them for credits in the store once you've gone through the challenge once.
Right.
Yeah. We also have the Blackest Night Pack 1. That's in for its second week, so we won't go into it again. Here, we have the Survivor Pack, which is in its 12th week, I believe now.
Yeah,
it's been around for a while, a couple months now. Or a few months, I guess, if we're being specific.
Yeah, almost 3.
Yeah.
Almost 3 months.
We also have the character bundle Batman Universe for its 17th week. The Most Wanted pack has been around for 24 whole weeks. That's been a while.
Almost 6 months. A couple weeks, it'll be 6 months.
Yeah. And then we have the Celebration packs for the 300th medal for the Joker, Aquaman, and Shazam, which have been around for between 10 and 12 weeks.
The celebration that never ends.
Yeah. Getting a little tired of it.
No, we're not tired of having extra stuff in the store. We're just getting tired of the lack of variety. We'd like some other packs to cycle back in, especially the ones that are for credits and not cash.
Yeah. But anyways, in our Survivor, we have the Suicide Squad gear set until the 6th of April, 2022. Phantom Zone is finished. Fight 62 is still broken. Still doesn't let you get through it.
Yeah.
Last weekend's breakthrough was Catwoman, Deathstroke, and Raven. So this coming weekends should bees Cyborg, Batgirl, and Black Adam. If you're interested in looking at that cycle for yourself, we have a link in the description to a Reddit thread from Devlin16 with the complete breakthrough cycle.
Right. And normally we used to do a whole recap of the details of the glitches. We're doing it once a month now. The last time we did it was the 3rd of March, which is the first week of each new month. We are in the tail end of March. Mm-hmm. So that means we're going to be doing the more detail next week. But if you want it, nothing's changed, but we talk about it 3rd of March. That's the 3rd of March recap.
And so that's it for this week. So to finish up, we'd like to give a huge, huge thank you to all the lovely folks who support us on Patreon.
That would be BomboBen, Console Peasant, and Edwoon at the top tier last word, Sinemac and Mohammed Albshaiti at the Your Message Here tier, Shawn Farrell, Daniel Simonson, Aaron Maule, Michael DeVries, Brandon C., Irvin Ruiz, and Eddydoo at the credited level, and Chris Wolff, Scarlet, Dani, Awesomegamer 2-for-1, Pavu RS, Gavin, Mallott, and Isfar E at the gratitude level.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Komoda.